Good evening, everyone. If you would join us for the flag salute, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Let the roll call of the board that all board members are present except for Dr. McNeil. Next is the adoption of the agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Nguyen,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
Ms. McAdams,
Yes.
and chair votes yes as well. Okay, consent agenda. All of the following items, those items of a routine nature normally approved at board meetings will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and action on the following items, A through KK. Please note that consent item Z will be on a separate vote.
Move for approval.
Second.
Ms. McAdams,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen,
Yes.
the chair votes yes as well. And then Z is change order number 1 with American Air Conditioning of Tulsa LLC for the district-wide rooftop unit RTU replacement project in the amount of $163,766 from bond funds as outlined in attachment Z, and authorize the board president, superintendent, or designee to execute the agreement.
Move for approval. Second.
Mr. Nguyen,
Yes.
Ms. McAdams,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
and chair votes yes as well. Thank you. All right, information reports. USPA. Okay, UCTA report. Ms. Gunter.
That was a tall person. President Reyes, Dr. Federline, members of the board. During the last month, UCTA has been busy. We've held our building rep elections for next year, and I'm happy to say we have a rep in every site throughout the district. We also went to OEA's delegate assembly. We sent several people to that. And our negotiations team has been working hard with the extra duty stipend committee, or on the committee, in preparations for upcoming negotiations. And I also wanted to thank the district for offering the opportunity for certified teachers to participate in the teacher empowerment program. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is professional learning communities, Mrs. Gray.
Good evening, President Reyes, Dr. Federline, members of the board. On behalf of elementary and secondary teachers and administrative staff, we want to say thank you for the approved calendar time this school year during the early release Fridays to bring back professional learning communities. An overwhelming response that this time is most valuable has been expressed, and we're proud of the upward trends in student data as we strengthen our Tier 1 core instruction. With me this evening is Peters Elementary Principal Tracy Weiss and 6th grade Principal Tammy Ward to share their appreciation and some of their accomplishments as a result of early release Fridays.
Yes, good evening. Thank you, President Reyes, members of the board, and Dr. Federline. So I wanted to share a few things that we did with our early release time. So the screen that you see right here, this is a new collaboration document that our staff uses. And it is a focus, we have one for reading and one for math, and it uses a teacher clarity lens, so we've used this year. And then the next slide, you'll see this is a collaboration plan form that we use. This is just one of them. Each grade level uses this to help us stay focused, and it just really helps them plan out what are they doing right now, and then what are they going to be doing with the next early release Friday, as well as our PD plan. And then if there's anything that they need to use or do or prepare for the next Friday. And then I also just asked some grade levels, what did they think of Early Release Friday? Especially since a lot of my staff were used to the late start Fridays. So here's some things that they said. They were very appreciative, and when they were able to have that Early Release Friday, they were able to stay focused longer because they did not feel rushed to end what they were doing. They could stay and finish as long as they needed since they did not have to get to class to welcome their students in for the day. They could use the time to break down CFAs, state standards, move through the students' misconceptions as long as they needed because there was no time constraint, and it was the best ever. Thanks, guys.
President Reyes, Board, Dr. Federline, thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about how embedded collaboration has impacted Union's 6th grade center and secondary as a whole. To reach a mission of 100% graduation, this means we as a district must make every effort to ensure students are learning the essential skills at each grade level. The collaborative PLC process is not just time for teachers to share or discuss their craft. When done right, it is a systematic process of diving deep into student data, identifying learning misconceptions, and working together to plan instructional interventions. PLCs are a vital component to the response to intervention, RTI process. The PLC process does not happen overnight. At my site, my teachers have spent time attending professional development, meeting with consultants, and constantly reflecting and refining their PLC meetings. Here are some of the steps to success we've had this year. In a recent survey that I gave my teachers, 93% of those responding indicated that collaboration allowed them to build stronger working relationships with their colleagues. We know from research that stronger relationships with colleagues leads to higher retention rates. My science and geography departments identified essential literacy skills in each of their subject areas and worked on common assessments and instructional practices. On a recent PLC cycle, a 6th grade math set, my 6th grade math teachers set a goal of 70% of their students mastering addition and subtraction of integers. They met that goal at 67%, so very close. And finally, I'd like to point your attention to the charts we have on the screen. This is some STAR data from 6th through grade 11. And for those who don't know what the STAR reading assessment is, it's a computer adaptive test designed to measure students' reading comprehension and overall reading ability. This is widely used K through 12. The assessment tool provides teachers, students, and families with progress data providing grade equivalency and reading level data. It also can provide a percentile rank which compares students' results against a national norm. So this first chart shows how many students are on track for a year's worth of reading growth. So for example, just for 6th grade, you can see last year, we only had a little bit over 40% on track for a year's growth. And this year, we have a little over 60%. That is significant growth within a year. And if you look at the chart, that's at each of our sites throughout secondary. And then the second chart, our goal is for students to have a score of proficiency. And as you can see, the percentage of students who are getting to proficiency, again, has increased. If you see that through, we start at 21, 22, and then you can just see a direct shot up at each grade level beginning this year. And we definitely feel like this data reflects not only our student success, but our teachers' commitment to this process and being more consistent to assessment and using this data. So we just want to thank you guys again for your commitment to Early Release Fridays and making sure that we have that embedded collaboration into our week. Thank you.
Fantastic. So you can see that we are very proud of our schools, elementary and secondary, of the intentionality behind the work, but also the student achievement gains. And I'm talking from our youngest learners. We are really, really excited about what we're seeing. So thank you, guys.
Oh, very good. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. All right, next on the agenda is hearings and correspondence. None, okay. All right, on the business agenda, A, instruction, consider and take action on the purchase of 700 iPads and cases for all elementary sites from Apple Inc. in the amount of $256,165 from bond funds. Mr. Morris.
President Reyes, Dr. Federline, members of the board, this is our first phase of replacing some outdated iPads and our one-to-one iPads at all the elementary sites. So we'll do this in phases. We're going to replace the 5th generation iPads that are still out there. Those were purchased back in 2015, 2016, so they're quite aged. So it's time to get them replaced. There's another purchase that goes with this that didn't need board approval because it's so small, but it was headphones. The iPads this year, Apple has done away with the headphone jack. So now as we buy iPads, we have to have the additional cost of bringing in headphones that have the USB-C plug in them instead. So we're a little more increase to the cost of our iPads, but hopefully they'll last just as long as those 5th generation did.
Second.
Ms. Romerin?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
And Chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
Next, consider and take action on the purchase of college and career ready labs, excuse me, from Paxton Patterson Labs for the 7th and 8th grade centers in the amount of $206,265 from bond funds. Dr. Moore.
Good evening, President Reyes, Dr. Federline, members of the board. Just want to ask for your approval for purchase of a new curriculum that we're offering to our 7th and 8th grade students through Paxton Patterson Labs. It's a pretty exciting opportunity for our kids to get a lot of different career exposures throughout various industries in line with our mission of 100% graduation, college and career ready. At the 7th grade, they'll have an opportunity to have an exposure to, I believe, 12 different modules that are designed to be 10-day modules. And they'll do a lot of hands-on activities, so really changing the model that we use at the 7th grade level for some of our STEM offerings. So still in line with our vision of doing a lot of cool things where they're going to get an opportunity to do some labs in class and learn about different careers. And then specifically in 8th grade, they'll have an entire class that's dedicated to medical modules and having different exposure to various healthcare career fields throughout the year. So obviously with us thinking about the launch of a new Pocket Academy for the medical academy going into next year, really thinking about career exposure for our students down in the younger grade levels so they can get an idea of what they'd like to pursue. So by the time they get into 9th grade and at the high school, they'll have an opportunity to be a little bit further along in maybe what they would like to do or maybe not, but they'll have some different exposure. What we'd like to see is providing a lot of different entry ramps and exit ramps for our kids to have various exposures to all these different industries. So pretty exciting, and with your approval, we'd be able to make those purchases to outfit those classrooms and kind of completely redesign that we deliver a lot of our instruction for those specific classes.
Thank you. Questions, comments?
Are the medical modules, are they offered through the teachers teaching them, or are they bring in community healthcare professionals?
That's a great question. So I think we've been pretty successful with our model in these other sort of pocket academies and relying on industry professionals to kind of come in alongside our teachers. What's difficult is finding somebody that's obviously with the technical expertise that's needed in some of these things. But with these models, they're pretty baseline, and they've got a learning management system where there's a lot of online modules that are based. So in the absence of a professional, they're still able to get the exposure. For instance, the veterinary module that I've seen, there's like a rubber dog that they identify the different systems, and they're able to do some different things with that. But then I think that there's a great opportunity to ask industry professionals to come in and do some of the things. It's a little bit different when those industry professionals come in as opposed to hearing it from the classroom teacher or from us, just because they have those lived experiences. So we've already got a teacher in place at the 8th grade to teach that. She's been teaching a different class, and she'll shift into this new role and go to the training this summer, and so we're excited to be able to offer that.
Another question. Will it replace or be in unison or alignment with the Project Lead the Way?
Not replacing, it'll be in unison with it. You know, it's sort of still part of our STEM strategy, but just kind of allowing some different ways for students to engage. Some of our PLTW coursework, while it's great and we love to have it, but the student engagement and the enrollment numbers have sort of dipped in some of those areas. I am happy to report with these classes in particular, what we did was we offered them during the enrollment season just to see if there was a student demand before we decided to make this type of investment. And there were over, Michelle, how many did you have? Over 200 students that requested. And then we actually, initially the plan was to just do the career exposure across various fields, but we had so many kids that expressed interest in a specific medical pathway that we're able to have actually 2 full-time classes at the 8th grade now, one of them specialized and the other one being across the different areas. So I don't know if that answered your question, but we're still going to have those PLTW offerings, and they're still going to be in the same vein of the type of coursework and the type of hands-on activities that they're going to get to do. And we're super excited, you know, to have that type of student demand, and hopefully we'll be able to see that increase and grow as they matriculate up through the upper grade levels.
Thank you.
Dr. Moore, is this for, you said all 7th and 8th grade students? Okay, so it's not a small population, all of our students?
Yeah, all of the students were able to, so again, in the enrollment season, we have in our course catalog, you know, it describes the different courses and elective offerings that they're able to take advantage of. And so every student was able to select whether or not they would like to take a part in this or not. So at the 7th grade level, they're gonna have that as part of their wheel offerings where they get some different exposures, and then in 8th grade, having those 2 different classes. So yes, I mean, they all had the chance to be able to take advantage of it. Baylor Moore being one of them in 8th grade next year. He's super excited about it. They did a good job presenting it at the enrollment conferences. So I think it's gonna be a really great addition.
Thank you.
I noticed it's a 5-year contract. Is that just for the curriculum?
So the 5-year contract is I think there's a line item for $3,800 for the subscription services. And so as I'd mentioned before, GART's working alongside their tech people to see how it doesn't quite integrate with Canvas. It'll be a standalone learning management system, but having all those lessons and modules available, it would be a 5-year agreement.
Move for approval?
Second.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
All right, next is consider and take action on the purchase of the district plan with talking points for 2 years in the amount of $153,300 from bond funds. Mr. Morris.
Yes, Talking Points is our communication method that we use with our teachers and parents. It does all the translation for us. Our parents have gotten really used to using this. They love the text message or the app to communicate with the school. We find that attendance is, our attendance clerks like to use it, especially at the high school and secondary levels. They communicate with parents that way. It's fast, it's efficient, and the translation is really superb compared to any other offerings that are out there in this type of vein. So this will give us another 2 years of that, and also expands into, we're adding an attendance feature that will actually pull our attendance data and give us a little more direct line where you don't have to have an individual person be the attendance clerk. You can set several people to be the attendance clerk for a school, and that way anybody can respond and receive those messages from parents that you set at your site instead of just one person. So that's going to help us out with that too.
Questions, comments, anyone?
Move for approval?
Second.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
And chair votes yes as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is consider and take action on the purchase of software subscriptions from Panorama Education, Inc. in the amount of $274,651.60 from bond funds. Mr. Pennington.
Yes. Mr. Reyes, Dr. Federline, members of the board, thank you for hearing me. Super excited about renewing this service agreement. It does integrate our Infinite Campus, all this demographic information with a lot of academic data. So we have our attendance, behavior, grades, STAR scores, access scores, our hope scores, along with all of the well-being surveys that we give in supportive relationships, self-management, supportive relationships, emotional regulation, and hope, of course. I'm really proud of us. I want to brag a little bit. When I say us, I mean our students, our teachers, our support staff, our administrators. We just got our survey results back in hope in this spring survey, and we have recorded the highest levels of hope that we have in our 3 years of implementation. So we're super excited about this growing. Also in this agreement, we will be adding the high school. So we'll now be surveying 3rd through 12th grade. So with your permission, we'd love to continue to have hope in this district. Right?
Thank you for that. Questions, comments, anyone?
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, school operations. Consider and take action on the purchase of Microsoft 365 licenses from Dantech LLC in the amount of $162,323.95 from bond funds. Mr. Borland.
Yes, good evening. This is our license agreement with Microsoft. This provides our internet, our storage, our OneDrive, our server licensing. This provides everything to do with Microsoft, our entire infrastructure, which if we didn't have this, it'd be a really bad week for us. So everything we do relies on this. And you may or may not notice the price is significantly cheaper than last time, like well over $100,000 cheaper. So we've confirmed 4 different times that this is accurate, and they've assured us it is, so fingers crossed that it's accurate.
Yeah, good job on that negotiation.
Yeah, I did a great job. I tried to give them more money, so.
All right, did you get a first and a second? Okay. Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
And chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
All right, consider and take action to accept the bid for the fascia replacement at Alternative Education and award the contract to Construction Enterprises, Inc. in the amount of $118,711 from bond funds. Dr. Robinson.
Yeah, President Reyes, Dr. Federline, this project is to replace, there's an old foam EFIS system on Building A of the alternative school building. It's that like overhang area. The substrate on it's water damaged and rotted out, and we've got chunks of it starting to fall off that we've had to repair. So we're gonna replace the entire system. We've totally redesigned it and go back with a metal paneling system to replace the EFIS fascia. It also includes repairing and replacing any of the guttering that's damaged around the entire campus. That's both on A, B, and C, and also painting Building C. We seek your approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. Thank you. Consider and take action to accept the bid for the unit ventilator replacements at Freshman Academy and award the contract to American Air Conditioning of Tulsa, LLC, in the amount of $374,700 from bond funds. Dr. Robinson.
Yeah, we've noticed last summer when we were at the Freshman Academy replacing what we call the building automation system. Once we had that project completed, we noticed there were some mechanical problems with the building. All of the HVAC at the Freshman Academy is original to the 1987-ish build. So we noticed some of the units weren't responding to the new BAS system, not because the BAS system was bad, but because the units are beyond repair. So there's about 16 unit ventilators and some actuators throughout the building that we're gonna replace with this project.
Will it be finished in time for school next year?
We're gonna sure try.
Move for approval.
Second.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. All right, consider and take action to accept the bid for the exterior painting project at Moore Elementary and award the contract to Magnum Construction, Inc. in the amount of $110,950 from bond funds. Dr. Robinson.
Yep, pretty straightforward project. This is just exterior paint. We are changing the color palette. It's going to be The lower brick will be painted kind of a darker black fox color, and then the lighter top will be the accessible beige, and then there's some kind of accent colors around the windows at Moore. We'll paint those kind of an in-between color as well. We sent several renderings to some of the upper leadership and the site as well. They're really excited for the new colors. It's also new signage as well.
Move for approval?
Second?
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
And Chair votes yes as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, consider and take action to accept the bid for the Innovation Lab Phase 3 Aviation Classrooms and award the contract to Magnum Construction, Inc. in the amount of $259,000 from bond funds. Dr. Robinson.
Yes, so this project is to frame in on the west side of the building between the current construction lab and the aviation room, which I think some of you were there today. It's kind of an open studio space for the construction classes. We need supplemental spaces for classroom instruction for the aviation program that continues to expand. So really it's just framing in that open space and turning it into two dedicated classrooms, one a more traditional classroom, a second construction lab, and of course framing those in creates a corridor from where the restrooms are all the way back to the simulator lab.
So it's just east of the simulator lab, that space east of it,
Yes.
and that's going to be
Mr. Osborne's room.
Move for approval.
Second.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. Thank you. All right, next, consider and take action to accept the bid for the roof replacement at Jarman Elementary and award the contract to Alva Roofing Company in the amount of $1,745,000 from bond funds. Dr. Robinson.
Still me. This is a complete roof replacement for Jarman Elementary. So this takes the roof, which is original to 1990, all the way down to the deck. Introduces 5 inches of insulation and then a new modified bitumen cap sheet on top of that.
Move for approval.
Second?
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes as well. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, next, consider and take action to accept the purchase agreement with Synergy Group LLC for the purchase of property referenced on the contract as Lot 1, Block 1 of Union Gardens, AKA 6420 South 101st East Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74133, to approve payment of $23,000 for earnest money and to authorize the superintendent or designee to execute the contracts and agreements to secure the necessary due diligence inspections with the total purchase price of $2,300,000, not including associated closing costs from bond funds. Mr. Bushyhead.
Yes, President Reyes, Dr. Federline, Board, discussed a little bit. We're looking at a property. It's currently the Lux Cheer Building. It now has 2 people renting the building. It's about 21,000 square feet. Our hopes, if we're able to secure the property, that we would use this for some of our practice facilities, for some of our spirit groups, and even possibly Winter Guard. We'll start programming if we're able to purchase this. Its location is right across 101st from Sanders Field, the old football field. Some good things about it, they spent the money and that's mostly septic out there, so they spent the money and had the plumbing connected with the city. We have hired CJC architects to come in and help us with the due diligence process, which includes an evaluation of the structure, which will include structural engineers, the slab, the actual construction of the building, reviewing the construction documents that we have in our possession. We also have an appraisal set for about 3 weeks from now, and you'll notice in the contract that we've agreed to pay if the appraisal does not come within 93% of the offer price, then we will renegotiate with the seller. So we felt like that was fair. The earnest money that you're approving is the typical 1% on commercial property, so it's a little more expensive than what you put down on a home purchase. But we feel good about it. We've had, the architects jumped in even, and they've talked to the city of Tulsa. We feel good about the zoning. It is now considered a corridor district, which I have learned basically means it's held for whatever the future holds. So if they ever decided that that was going to become retail, again, then they would change it so it's not necessarily designated a specific item. Because the building was a Spirit facility before, when they originally built it, they gave us some really positive feedback on our ability to use it. So there's some good things about it. The plan would be we would go in, gut most of the middle of it, and redo locker rooms in a few office areas. There is a stairwell already built in, so that we hope to maintain the viewing area that is up there. But again, a lot of this will be contingent on what the city approves in terms of the plans. A lot of documents I've given you tonight, they keep coming in, so it's kind of like when you do go sign on a home loan, that you get to sign a lot of things. So thank you to Kurt Frenzel, who I think has received items as late as 4 hours ago. Yeah, maybe, to review for us also to make sure that we're in good shape on it. But any questions?
So if we purchase the property this summer, there's like a construction company or something in there now. Do we purchase that lease as well?
Yeah, I get to be a landlord for a while, so they'll continue to lease from us. We did receive a signed agreement that they would not extend the lease after the lease period ends. One ends in March, and the other one ends in June of '26, so we're a year out. But again, right now, we don't have funds set aside to actually do the remodel, so it's something that we would bring to the board as part of our next bond possibly. But yes, they would still be in there, and we'll work with them. It's kind of like what we did when we bought the property at Garnett Church of Christ. We continued to maintain a relationship with them and let them lease that from us during the period.
Explain the value of purchasing this building instead of what we were going to do at 6th and 7th grade.
So our original plan with the 6th, 7th grade center was we were going to add the 7th grade gym, which was going to create 2 separate spaces that could be used as practice space for our spirit groups before school. It would have added another gym. One of the negatives of that is because of the 2018 building code, it was going to have to be structured in a way that it would house a lot of kids during inclement weather, high winds, which is something, again, I want to stress, that's one of our plans with the internal part of this building, is when we go back in and do all the locker rooms, we're going to harden those spaces because it is a metal building. And so, but our construction managers were estimating that was going to be between $10 and $11 million for that gym. And as we've gone through the process of outlining the work and getting pricing back on our current 6th, 7th grade project, that portion was not going to be completed on this bond. And so looking at, by the time we do it, I'm guessing the way things are going, it's going to be more than $11 million. This property, we feel like, again, estimate-wise, between $3.5 million, $4.5 million to renovate it and do what we want to it. We're going to have to replace the parking lot and some other things. But so we're going to end up with more practice space that's actually going to be available to them and not compete with use by 6th and 7th grade, which was a little concerned because 7th grade gets there early. But again, and design it so that it is their home. Right, and that's kind of one of the things that we've fought with. As you know, over the years, we created a space for volleyball because they never had anywhere to practice during basketball season. And, we've created spaces for other groups. And so I think we're going to get to that a lot quicker, and it's going to be a lot cheaper. And in the end, we're going to have more space. We feel like because there's 20 feet on the exterior walls and 30 feet at the pitch, It does provide us the opportunity to create larger, high spaces, which expands your ability, right? Like cheer, needs higher ceilings, whereas dance doesn't. Winter guard, we need a retractable roof for them, but just looking at Matt. But we feel like we're going to be able to create 4 practice spaces that are going to be unique, right? Flooring that will handle some of the abuse, okay? I mean, things falling on them and so forth, or specific flooring for the different groups. So that's what it's replacing. So what we would do is, if everything goes as planned, we would not build the 7th grade gym at the 6th, 7th grade center. So we would just utilize the 6th and 7th grade gym itself. We already had plans to take the 6th grade gym, turn 2 of the locker rooms into locker rooms for some of the spirit groups. Again, trying to find them homes. We think we're going to actually get more for less on this in terms of providing opportunities and places for our kids to land. Excuse the pun, right?
So this increases space for our spirit groups and increases gym space for 6th, 7th at the same time?
No. This will not be used by the 6th, 7th, other than the spirit groups and the winter
But
guard.
they would have lost space to spirit groups.
They would have at certain times of the day, yeah. So we still have the 2 gyms there. It hurts that project a little bit in terms of trying to separate it as much as we were, but since we're adding the 2nd corridor, we feel like that's not going to be as big of an issue for the building, because wish I had a picture, but where the hallway is in front of the media center, on the other side of that hallway from the media center is going to be a bank of administrative offices, replacing those classrooms, and on the other side of that is going to be a corridor all the way through from the gym area lobby to the cafeteria area lobby. So we feel like that circulation is going to improve, so we don't feel like necessarily it's as big of an issue. So we have 45 days on the due diligence. We are scheduled to close, if everything goes well, on, I want to say June 26th. We keep going back and forth on it. So we're ahead of the game on a few of the things. Like I said, the appraisal is scheduled. We've already been looking at the documents with the architects, so. And if it doesn't come in, if it doesn't appraise close enough, then we'll renegotiate. And if we can't come to an agreement, we'll get our $23,000 earnest money back. So.
Any other questions, comments?
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. Romerman?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
And Chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next are opportunity for comments from audience or board members. None. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. I just wanted to say very quickly, I wanted to thank UCTA. They mentioned their state meeting. They applied for it in the Union Public Schools District 1, the Glenn Snyder Human Relations Award. So thanks to you all for accepting that on our behalf and applying for that. It is a very nice award from the statewide OEA. Also, you heard a presentation earlier about Early Release Fridays, and I do share in Ms. Gray's thanks to the board for approving that. It has been very successful, but I will say one of the reasons, and the main reason that it has been so successful, in addition to the hard work of the administrators, is the incredible dedication that we have of our teaching staff to stick with it and to make sure that these Early Release Fridays are very productive and ultimately increase student achievement. So thank you to our teaching staff as well.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we will take a short 10-minute recess before the hearing. Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. We will be returning from recess, and we will not be having a hearing tonight, so we will go into new business. Dr. Federline.
Good evening, President Reyes, members of the board. We have a resignation for Mr. Osco. His resignation letter, which was signed a moment ago, reads as follows: in consideration of the Union Public Schools paying me 4 work weeks of my regular pay and agreeing not to challenge an unemployment claim which I might file, I hereby irrevocably resign my employment with Union Public Schools, effective immediately, dated this 12th day of May, 2025, signed by Mr. Osco, his representative, and also Jay Lobering, our Director of HR. It's my recommendation that we accept the resignation.
I move to accept the resignation of Mark Osco.
Second.
Mr. Nguyen,
Yes.
Ms. McAdams,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
the chair votes yes as well. Thank you. All right. Next on the agenda is the adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Nguyen,
Yes.
Ms. McAdams,
Yes.
Ms. Romerman,
Yes.
chair votes yes as well. Thank you.